Hey everyone, today I'm going to do a step-by-step video for you on how you can restore your leather seats to look just like brand new. Here behind me you can see this is my 1994 Ferrari 348, and you can see some images here of my seats. They are absolutely trashed and not looking that great, so I'm going to restore them to look just like new. Now I want to give a special shout out first to Leather Inc., who I purchased this kit from. And I want to say this video is not sponsored by them in any way. I paid for this kit, but I'm giving them a special shout out because they were A, very quick to respond to my inquiry, and B, provide me some really helpful information. They were able to identify the exact color of leather that I needed to order the dye for. So special shout out to them, thanks so much. And because they sent this to me, I'm just gonna show you exactly what it came with and exactly how we do it. So this came with a leather rejuvenator, a pristine clean, a prep, and then the dye, which is specifically matched to your car interior. So with that, I will take you through the step-by-step instructions. So step number one is vacuum your interior. You're going to want to vacuum the surfaces to remove large particles of dirt, paying particular attention to seams, folds, and cracks in the seat, as you can see here. Now, once you've vacuumed your interior, you're gonna go with step two, which is apply the rejuvenator. So you're gonna apply the leather rejuvenator pretty liberally with about 2 to 4 ounces per seat with your hands, massaging the rejuvenator well into all the surfaces and natural folds of the leather, as you're seeing me do here. Once this is done, you're gonna allow 24 hours to the rejuvenator to soak in. This step moisturizes the leather and forces out dirt, skin oils, and other contaminants out of the leather. Apply more in areas showing high absorption. Keep in mind, this surface may become tacky, and this is the dirt, grime, and other contaminants being lifted out by the rejuvenator from the leather. So now we've finished applying the leather rejuvenator. And the first thing I notice is it does actually make kind of your seats look worse, but I'm assuming that that's actually better for part of this process. So we'll let this sit for 24 hours and then we'll come back and apply the pristine clean to wipe these seats free of all the dirts and oils before we get to dyeing them and making them look brand new again. So now that 24 hours has passed, we're gonna move to step 3 in this process, which is apply the pristine clean. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean the surface with a small amount of the pristine clean and a soft cloth. This will remove the dirt that was captured by the rejuvenator. We'll let it stand for a few minutes and then buff it off with a soft cloth. So let's get started on that right now. So another further thing I'll add is it is recommended to actually take your seats out of the car. I did as much as I could with the seats in. Of course, I could dye them in there, but I figured it'll be best to take them out. So now I've done those first few steps, we're gonna unbolt the seats, and I'll just show you if you slide them forward on your Ferrari, there's just a few little bolts and a harness down there. So we'll get those seats taken out, and then I'll show you the next step of sanding them down and actually refinishing them before we put them back in the car. So for the best results possible, you're gonna wanna go ahead and take off all the trim that you can see here, and you'll actually see that I end up dyeing all this trim as well so it matches and there's no discoloration. This only takes a few minutes, but it will definitely make this process much more worthwhile. So now you can see we've got the trim all removed off the seats and any little pieces taped up. This is now the part where you're gonna take the prepping agent here and lightly sand down any little imperfections in the seat, and that's what's gonna give these a nice smooth finish after you paint them. This would also be the part where if you're gonna touch up any little imperfections with like a filler, that you'd wanna do that now. So something like this, we might touch up with just a little bit of filler before we sand it down. And here are the prepped seats. We have gone over them with the leather prep, sanded down any of these rough edges. So now you're gonna need a couple small acrylic brushes and a little clean jar such as this to pour your paint into. So we're gonna pour the paint into it and start the process of very lightly coating these seats. And I cannot wait to show you guys how they turn out. And this is the halfway point. Take a look at the before. Badly cracked. And look at this, freshly refinished seat. Still gotta probably do one more coat and even go over just some of the little corners, but you can very clearly see the difference in those two. The lighting in here is not great, but I'm gonna carry on and I'll show you the final product when I'm fully done because my phone is about to die. And 3 coats later on both seats and all the trim, you can see these are pretty well looking like brand new. It's pretty impressive, but let's let them sit for 24 hours. So the seats are done and I'm gonna save that reveal till the end of the video. But for now, I've actually decided to take it one step further and pull off all the trim on both the driver and passenger side. And I'm gonna re-dye this so it matches the seats perfectly. So I've applied the same steps here. And now I'm gonna go ahead and paint these with the leather dye, and then I'll show you these and the seats fully installed, as well as a little surprise that I've been keeping from you this entire time.
One eternity later.
And here is the final reveal of our interior refinishing on this Ferrari. Take a look at those stunning seats. These were absolutely a mess before we started on them, and now they look just like brand new. Now, I told you guys I had a surprise for you. Do you see what it is? Can anybody identify it? Where is the surprise? Well, that's right. This panel here, we did a complete color change on. It was black before, as you can see on screen, and it didn't quite match that side for some reason. We don't know why. So we decided to actually do a full color change. And I gotta say, looking at this, you would have no idea that it was black previously. So this leather refinishing kit is actually good for dyeing, color change, I should say, rather. Obviously, it takes a little bit more time, a little bit more effort, a little bit more material. But that is officially our video on how to color change the interior or refinish your seats. This applies to any make and model, but obviously very popular on cars like this. All right, if you enjoyed this video, if you could do me a huge favor, click the like button down below, check out some of our other videos on the channel, and be sure to subscribe. It literally takes 1 second, and it helps our channel out grow immensely. I actually like that one the best. The final one's the best.